Hey, it's Adeline Vandyke from Coldwell Banker Faith Properties in Utica. I always get asked, why do I love real estate? It's very simple. I love my clients. I love every single thing about helping them find or sell their home. Making sure the home is solid and ready for sale, or solid and ready for the buyer's inspection, to making sure that they're getting the best rate on their mortgage, making sure they're getting the best price on their house. You know, just everything involved in the sale is vital. My absolute favorite part of real estate is when a buyer walks into the house they're going to buy. I can feel it before they even know they're loving the house. It's just that obvious. So I'd love to experience that feeling with you. So give me a call. Adeline Vandyke, Coldwell Banker Faith Properties, 315-404-6431. Or you can find me on Facebook or visit my website at centralnewyork.com/Adeline. Thank you, and I look forward to welcoming you home.
When it's your hard-earned money on the line that you are investing into a home, it makes sense to choose a proven professional to assist you in making one of the biggest investments you may ever make. Josh's dedication of over 20 years to the home construction industry allows him to bring knowledge and experience to your doorstep. That means you can feel confident and comfortable with his service to you. Past clients love his attention to detail and thorough written reports. By allowing Priceless Inspections to help you make a well-informed decision concerning your property, you will find that a quality inspection is priceless. Follow Priceless Inspections on Facebook or call 315-525-8725.
Hi, this is attorney Nick Pasalacqua. The team of attorneys I have assembled at Pasalacqua & Associates has been carefully hand-picked to include the best trial attorneys in the particular areas of the law that we practice. Have you been charged with DWI or any other crime? Members of our team include former assistant district attorneys, now fighting to protect your rights 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have you or someone you love been seriously injured in a motor vehicle accident? Members of the team at Pasalacqua & Associates include former insurance defense attorneys, now fighting to ensure that you get every penny you're entitled to. If you need legal help quick, don't waste your time or money calling anyone else. Remember, for legal help quick, you better call Nick and the team at Pasalacqua & Associates, 315-500-NICK or 315-500-6425, or visit cnytriallaw.com today.
In the Mohawk Valley, for the best real estate service, you gotta have faith. Coldwell Banker Faith Properties, 315-735-2222 or www.centralnyhomes.com.
See, I'm never going to live that one down. I'm never going to live that down.
Our technician had us muted.
That's right.
Chicken, hope you're paying attention.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for reminding him.
No problem. So today we're going to veer a little bit off of real estate and a little bit more towards community. As you know, Todd and I here had teamed up to save my daughter from her heroin and fentanyl addiction. And Todd is now doing a documentary. And we're going to do a little fundraiser, but I want Todd to tell us a little bit about the documentary first. So,
Yeah.
Todd?
So, yeah, it was the backstory. We met a while back, and we started talking about things with Emily, and we brought up the whole Ibogaine thing that I saw on a SVU episode, which kudos to Dick Wolf from SVU
Thank
for
you,
putting that
Dick.
out there. Yeah, right? So I saw that, and I thought, man, I wonder if that's real, right? So sure enough, it was. Started looking at it, and then we talked, and think, that we did, So that's how it turned out wonderfully, obviously.
Yeah. One of the best days of my life, I'll tell you.
Yeah, so we started, it's obviously gone on, and we started meeting with Tucker, who told us about a trip to Africa that he's doing, and mentioned something about maybe doing a documentary. My eyes kind of popped out of my head.
Yeah, I got a little excited myself.
Yeah, I'm a documentary junkie. Have I got you up here? I can't hear you in my headphones, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I can't hear you either.
Oh, that's weird.
Turn us up.
I know. Talk. Say something.
Here, can you hear me?
You're
Okay.
there.
We're good.
It's weird. I don't get it.
I'm glad this is happening with you.
I know, right? I can't understand it. Who needs headphones? Let's get rid of the headphones. We can talk to each other without headphones. Take the headphones off.
Okay.
We're going to get rid of headphones.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
So we were in a meeting with Tucker, and documentary came up, and we both almost peed instantly.
Yeah.
We got a little excited.
I think I just said documentary junkie, which probably was not a good, but anyway, I love documentaries. Always wanted to do one, never, but I wanted to do one that had some substance and meant something, not just something random or whatever.
Well, I think that's the kind of project you really have to have your heart into.
Absolutely.
It has to be something close to your heart, or you're just not gonna. It's a lot of work for
Mhm.
no money.
It is, and it will be. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a blast. So, yeah, we're talking about Africa, and he brings up the trip, and I'm like, man, I'm thinking, can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do this? I'm like, man, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna find a way to do it. So hopefully, if we can get enough people out there to help us out, like I was telling Z today on EC Radio, we got a lot of likes on our Facebook page.
Right.
If everybody on there just gave us $5, maybe even $2, we could do it. I mean, we're not making money on this. This is
Right.
nothing's going into my pocket. Every cent of this is going to be spent on the trip, no matter what.
On flight equipment.
Equipment, things that we need, mosquito tents or nets,
Malaria
and
pills.
malaria pills, water filtration, a couple cases and stuff.
Yeah,
So
because you're
it's
not
all-
just going to a city. I mean, you're trucking into.
Yeah, we're flying
somewhere.
in, and then we're taking probably some Jeeps or something into a village. So it's going to be a lot to it, So, and as time's been going on, I'm doing my research and whatnot, and the Africa side of it is great, and it's obviously its origination. That's where the Iboga plant came from, Central West Africa.
But we're expanding a little bit.
Yeah, but
the scope.
there's a whole lot more of the story to tell, more than just the Iboga. I mean, I want to touch on that. I want to, get into the roots of it. But I also, want to show everybody every side of it. I want them to see the Ibogaine side, the Iboga. There's, I mean, obviously Ibogaine is illegal in the United States, Schedule 1. It's not in Canada. It's not in Mexico, Netherlands, a lot of places in the UK. It's not Africa, obviously.
Right.
So these places are places we're going to go. We've been talking to some people in Canada that do more the tribal
Right.
Style, kind of like we're going to see with the Bwiti people, or the Bwiti tradition, if you will.
Right.
In Africa. We're going to film that. So we want to go to Canada and see, it's still Bwiti and the tradition of Bwiti, but what they do in Canada and how they do it. Plus, we're going to see the clinical side of it. There's a lot of clinics in Canada. There's a lot of clinics in Mexico. Hopefully, maybe we'll. Nice to go to the Netherlands and even the UK to see what they have, because I want to see every side of it.
Right.
I want to see what they have to offer everywhere and see the results they're getting, what they're seeing. Because I mean, it's an amazing thing.
It is.
But we don't know everything about it. There are some risks associated with it, but if you look at what's out there for alternatives to Suboxone and these other, I mean, you're just keeping people hooked. It's not helping.
It's trading one drug for another, and this really is a fix. It cures the
it's a
receptors.
Reset. It's a reset of the receptors,
the
dopamine and the serotonin receptors. It sets you back to where at normal levels, because when you're doing opiates and things like that, those receptors get all out of whack. So when you're taking the Ibogaine, the alkaloid or the psychedelic, because it is a psychedelic drug, it resets those receptors kind of back to a normal range so that you're not going through the withdrawal. That's where everything goes bad for a lot of addicts, I think, is because you're coming down and you just don't want to feel that way. So you go get more. And if you could avoid that and reset those receptors like that,
right,
you're not going to do it.
It gives you a fighting chance,
right.
I think.
You're not going to go back to it. So there's nothing to say that, there are people that have gone back and done it. There is, you do have to keep it up.
I mean,
you do have
well,
to keep up.
you have to change your life. Yeah,
you know.
people, places, things. You can't just put yourself back into the situation where everyone around you is using, and by the grace of God, hope that this is going to make you not use, because that's just, come on.
You still have those.
You have to have sense.
Exactly. So there's a lot of aftercare that has to be done, but I mean, to get you to that point, now it takes a lot of work, and it's not easy, and it doesn't really, nothing to my knowledge that we're doing now gets you to the point where it resets those receptors where you feel better. Right.
I mean, there are things that block it temporarily and this and that, but I mean, I can honestly tell you, Emily's 11 and a half months now, and she's has no desire to use, and we were just talking about this, she has her moods and this and that, but her desire to use is gone, and so, and you know what, she can be a bitch as long as she's not using heavy drugs. I don't care if she smokes a little pot. I don't care if she has a couple of cocktails. I don't care if she yells at me.
Right.
I'm happy
you gotta look at the big picture.
Right. Big picture. She's not going to die tomorrow from injecting herself with something. So
right.
I'm pretty okay with that.
That, like I said, that's the trick behind it, is getting past, I think. It's like anything, like quitting cigarettes or drinking. It's getting past that point to where you feel normal or what you used to feel like,
Right.
The other thing I'm really, really, really interested to see is there's a lot of claims of, helping people with PTSD. And I was watching some videos today on a gentleman that had PTSD, and he said it, and he's been working with a lot of people using Ibogaine, where he thinks it almost is a better fix or help for PTSD. I mean, if you saw the guy, you'd never know he had PTSD, but he had a severe...
And I spoke to a guy early in Emily's recovery, who had used it and then had friends who had used it, and he had helped them use it for PTSD. I'm almost wondering if it's the same guy.
Could be.
And his stories were just overwhelming. And I have, a family member and another friend who really have bad PTSD. And to mention, the Africa trip, there's no way. They really panic and freak out just to think about having to get on an airplane. So that wouldn't happen. But a drive across the border to Canada is very seriously possible.
Yep.
I mean, so that's a treatment that, that puts that within reach for them.
Yeah, so that's what it's about, and that's what we want to see. We want to see all sides of it. And the good thing was, when we originally thought about it, we were just going to go do the Africa trip. And I'm thinking about it, I'm like, this isn't really telling
It's one faceted at that point.
By no means, because we're not touching on Ibogaine, the clinical side of Ibogaine.
Right.
I should go into a little bit of background, and I'm no expert on Iboga and Ibogaine. I'm still learning every day about it. But it's Taberninthe, I want to say. Taberninthe Iboga, which is the shrub from Central West Africa. It's actually the root bark that in Africa is what they take, grind it up into a powder, and that's what they take. It's an alkaloid. You want to know what an alkaloid is? Wikipedia or look that up. Google it, exactly. And it's again a psychedelic, like I said. So like mushrooms or things like that, but it doesn't do what those things do. It doesn't take you to that level, and it's not, from what I understand, a drug that people want to continue to do. It's not something that gets you high and you want to you want to keep doing it. It does what it does. There's some, I guess, open eye and some closed eye hallucinations and darkness things. It affects the eyesight and whatnot. So you might have some hallucinations. people say it's a spiritual awakening. They see, it helps you with memories, like bring back old memories and things like that. These are the things we're going to find out. We're going to talk to a lot of people, obviously, that are taking it. I'm obviously no expert. I haven't taken it, but
and
I've
our
done a lot of
experience is
research.
very limited.
Right.
I mean, we've seen what it did for Emily. We've heard what it did for Tucker and seen to some extent because we've seen a change in Tucker. And I think anybody who's ever done business with him in the past few years has seen a change.
Yeah. But you said it yourself, Emily didn't really have a whole lot of hallucination or anything like that when she did it.
No, it was very peaceful. It was very quiet. It was very just quiet. It was very, very uneventful, from what I expected because I've never tripped or done any psychedelic kind of
How
drugs
long did it
or
last
anything.
for her?
The kind of initial period was about 6 hours. The period where she was just kind of very out of it, sleepy. But I would say that the total effect of it was probably a day and a half.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about what they said, about 24.
Yeah, the next day.
Some cases 48 hours I've heard, but
right,
that's an extreme case.
But yeah, I'd say it was about a day and a half. At about 12 hours, we gave her the medicine. We went to the ER. And we were there for 4 hours. The poison control, was called, and they said just give fluids and monitor for 4 to 6 hours. They'd seen no adverse side effects, so that was a relief.
Right.
And
there's a point
because
right there.
Really,
the poison control hadn't seen any adverse side effects.
But I mean, this really was very unknown to me at this point. It was a Hail Mary.
Right.
I mean, she was dead.
Right.
If this even came close to working. And if it didn't, then at least she died at my hands and not heroin. I brought her in, I took her out, whatever. But I couldn't let it win.
Yeah.
So I'd say in the hospital it was about 4 to 6 hours. By the time we got home, it was about 6 hours. And she slept for probably another 6. And then when she woke up, she really was different. She just saw herself differently, and she looked in the mirror and said, "Do I look different?" And no, you don't look different to me, but you look different to you.
That's what they say. It's mostly a bed thing where you're mostly bedridden
throughout
it. You're very,
and she was
very
just tired
and sleepy. And,
She was just tired. And they said to make sure I made her drink water and juice to make sure she stayed hydrated, because I guess you can dehydrate it because all you do is sleep.
Right.
But for I'd say about a day and a half, she was really groggy, laying around, not doing too much.
Right. Interesting. So that, like I said, that's what I've seen, 24 to 48 hours, an initial 45 minutes to start setting in from what I've seen on average before it starts taking effect.
See, we didn't put hers in a capsule.
Yeah.
So hers was relatively quickly. We live right by MVCC, and by the time we got to St. Elizabeth's, it was starting to kick in. So what's that, 10, 12 minutes if I got a couple of lights.
Right.
So, yeah, but we gave it to her in powder form, so it didn't have the capsule to digest.
Right. Did they got it in a capsule and you opened it up?
No,
or was it just in a powder?
Yeah, it came bulk powder.
From what I understand, they usually, in the clinical sense, they use capsules.
Yeah, yeah.
And they take
Well,
the
and I was, I almost emptied out a capsule to put it in there.
Mm-hmm.
But then through talking with, the people I ordered it from and a nurse friend of mine who really, really held my hand through this, we were afraid that it would be time released and not work as well.
I guess depending on
depending on the capsule and this and that, but then
but the capsules really aren't time release. That's not the function. The time release is whatever's inside it. They encapsulate it in wax and whatnot.
Well, see, I don't know. I'm
so
ignorant.
I'm a nerd.
I'm ignorant when it comes to this stuff. I know
right.
if I have a headache, I take
rightfully
Excedrin.
so. You're not sure.
Right.
You don't know. You don't want to take the chance.
Right, and
but
we
you're
didn't
throw
want
it
to
out
risk
the window essentially.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Right.
We didn't want to risk it. We kind of thought we had one shot at this. It was going to work or it wasn't going to work, and if it didn't work, we were going to lose her again to the drug.
And thankfully, it worked.
Thank God, and thank you. I tell you.
Let's thank Dick Wolf, I guess.
Yeah, we should write him a letter.
We should.
We really should.
It's a great show.
It is a great show, and I mean, really, who would think that something like this would come from that?
Right. And there's something, because I'm very into that, because there's a lot out there, obviously plant medicines and things like that, I'm into a lot of that stuff.
Well, I'm glad we started talking about it, because at the beginning of that week,
If I hadn't joined Disruption,
Right.
probably never would have
And if she wasn't in the
crossed
hospital,
paths.
because at one point that week I looked at myself and I said, this is it. This drug is not going to have my beautiful baby,
Mm-hmm.
and it's killing her, and I'm going to lose her. I need to stop it. I don't care what.
Right.
So I stopped being embarrassed. I wasn't embarrassed that my kid's using, drugs like half of everybody else's kids too. And I started talking about it rather than sweeping it under the rug.
Right.
And that's when I found my answer, because I kind of opened myself up to
Right.
saying, yeah.
Right. And you did a
as
lot of
an-
research on your own. I just brought
Yeah.
it to your attention and told you a little bit what
Right.
I had known about it. And then
Right.
you went.
Right.
And thanks, Frank. Did
Thank
see
you, Frank. That's huge.
You rock, Frank.
Yep. And Sean. Thank you, Sean.
Oh, I didn't see Sean.
Yeah, gotta look up.
Oh.
And we're also, anybody that's interested, our good friends over at Mohawk Valley Winery, Eddie Elsheimer and Mitra, are helping us plan a nice fundraiser for Friday, the 30th of March. It's going to be $25 a person. We'll have past appetizers. We have a few stations that are sponsored by people. We'll have like cheese, champagne, s'mores.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
we
gonna
just
be.
decided the s'mores. Didn't we?
Yeah, we're
Or
gonna
Z
be.
did anyway.
Yeah, Z gets no cupcakes. He gets a s'more.
That's
So
awesome.
it'll
That's
be Friday the
awesome.
30th from 4 to 7. Tickets are going to be $25. It gets you 3 hours. You have come in, have some wine, and there'll be some munchies and
Maybe we
appetizers.
can get
And
some entertainment or something.
yeah, Property Sisters are going to sponsor one of the stations. There's 2 stations left. If anybody wants to sponsor, it's $150 sponsorship. We'll make sure to have you blasted all over everywhere. Your station will be well marked with your advertising. We'll mention you here all the time because we love you guys that sponsor us and
Right.
help us. But that should be fun. I'll create an event and I'll get that shared.
Awesome. Awesome. And thank you for that.
Welcome. That'll be good. It'll be a good time.
We need the help right now. We really
We
do.
really
And
do.
I mean, this is serious. I mean, like I said, this is my dream to make a documentary like this, and it's going to happen. And it's going to take me a while. It's going to be a lot of work, but I'm going to do it. And when I'm doing it, I'm going to take it everywhere. I mean, this is going to be submitted to every documentary film,
I mean, we're bringing it home first.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
We need, this needs to be out there.
Yeah,
People
that's my
need
point
to
is-
know
is-
this
is
option exists.
It's not going to mean there's a lot of, small documentaries I've seen, piece the other ones and little videos here
No.
and little videos there. That's why I want to take all that
That
stuff
time's
into
up,
one
yeah.
big collective and look at every piece of it. And that's why, like I said, it's expanded beyond Africa.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is its origins. This is where the plant's from.
Right.
There's
And of
traditions
course, yeah.
behind it. There's a lot of things that don't have anything to do with, in the Bwiti tradition, if you will, some type of tradition of manhood or something like that. I could be wrong. And
Oh
if
yeah,
I'm
I
speaking
have
out of
seen
turn,
the coming of age
yeah,
ceremonies.
they use it and a lot of different ceremonies.
Mhm.
So we're going to look at that, and we're going to see what it does, and obviously not adversely affecting these people. So,
Right.
I want to see every last bit of it, whether it
Yeah.
whether it pertains to drug addiction or PTSD or anything. I want to know every bit of it. That's when I watch a documentary. I want to
Yeah.
I want to see it all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm going out and looking at trying to figure out more
Right,
about
right,
it.
yeah.
Tell me the whole story,
Yeah,
and that's what I'm going to do.
I love that. I love that about you. But really though, you don't want to do half of the story. You really get engrossed in the subject, and you really want to know.
Yeah, don't ask these guys around here that I don't half-ass anything because I
Well,
just
yeah,
keep
I know.
adding more digital gear and more
I know,
digital
and the zip
gear. I
ties are-
drive them nuts, but yeah.
The zip ties are sexy.
Yeah. That's
you
you like
don't
my chord
underdo it.
organization,
I
do you?
do. You have good chord organization. Very nice.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. I try. It could be better. It's a little out of hand, but
Yeah,
I'm
see-
I'm putting new stuff in, so you
Yeah, yeah.
got to cut me some slack.
You're always
You
changing
gotta
them
cut me
out.
some slack.
No, come on. This is much better.
Thank you. So yeah, again, please, this isn't a joke. It's not something that I'm just.
It's not a
I'm not gonna
whim.
half-ass. It's going to get done, and it's going to be done big. So
And it's important. It's
$5.
vital.
$5.
It's
just
vital.
For $5.
We have
And-
a GoFundMe. You can
Yep.
drop off donations here anytime.
Yeah, come stop by. The address is on our website. It's on our Facebook page. You want to send us a check, make it out to Disruption Network.
And
Put
in the memo,
Ibogaine or Iboga in the note section, so we know what it's for.
GoFundMe / Iboga Iboga.
It's all over the place. Yep, there's a search for the soul movie.com is the website. So that's there. There's all the information. There's the donation, like you said.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot more information up there.
And if you're curious, Todd, you're going to be at the event on the Friday the 30th.
Come talk to me.
Z is going to be there. I'm going to be there. My daughter's going to be there. If you want to talk to somebody who has been through it, Tucker, if he's back, he's our little world traveler.
Right.
But if he's back, we'll talk him into it. He'll come. He loves us, and he really loves this, and he wants to help people as well. So I'm sure he'll be happy to participate if he's home.
Oh, I'm sure. Absolutely.
But I mean, if you want information, if you're just curious at all, please buy a ticket, support the cause, and get your information at the same time.
Yep. We need the help. We definitely do. Yeah, there's going to be a lot more information on that website to come. Give me a little bit of time. I'm trying.
Well, we're still learning as well.
Yeah, I'm learning every
mean,
day. I'm still doing research.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly
and we'll be learning during the film. During filming, we're going to learn.
I got some crap because I honestly gave my daughter medicine I didn't know anything about, and
well, you did.
You mean,
researched it.
Yeah,
I researched it
to an extent. But
look what's happening. You've got to do something.
I know.
You can't just
there
stand
was no.
back.
She was dead anyways.
Like you said, if you didn't do anything,
it didn't matter.
What was
really.
Right.
It didn't matter. Either way, it didn't matter.
Right. If you didn't do anything,
she was
only going to get worse.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, the next step was done.
Right. And what's the next? Suboxone. You're just going to keep making it. Keep going. Methadone. Just keep going on it. I mean, what's the point of that?
And be a slave to that for the rest of her life.
That's the most asinine thing I've ever heard. I mean, I get it. I know why it's done.
Right.
I don't get it. You think about it, it makes no sense, but.
Right, but I mean, it's, and I have a cousin who is, in addiction recovery, and I understand that she.
Those people are doing their best. Those people are doing what they can
with the tools they can.
Thank you.
And so I understand why she gets on my crap when I say bad stuff about Suboxone, but. It's the way I feel because there are better options
at her disposal to use to defend.
Oh no, and I understand that too.
Yeah, these people are on the front
lines. We agree to disagree.
They're trying. They're trying to do what they
that's
can.
A hard job. I couldn't. I mean, they do a hard job.
Oh,
and God,
I mean, it's the people at the top, and the pharmaceutical companies that could. Use their lobbying power and their knowledge to.
But they won't because there's nothing in it for them. It would cut their check.
Yeah, well, there's a clinical version of Ibogaine in Canada. It's not something that a doctor you would go and they would prescribe. It's but it's on the chart.
Right.
Ibogaine HCl, I think it's called, and it's there. But. Like I said, you're not going to get it. You're not going to walk into a doctor's office in Canada and say, give me Ibogaine HCl, and they're going to write you a prescription for it. It's not going to happen. But there's clinics out there that will, and they're clinical clinics. You go in and there's doctors and there's people watching you and
nurses,
they're and
that's monitors and fluid.
Exactly, they're monitoring everything because it's there could be problems with it. You don't know. There's a lot of things. A friend of mine reached out to me and asked me about it. He's got issues. He also has heart issues.
Oh.
And I didn't want to just say, hey, go here or whatever. I told him to reach out to, some of the more clinical places in Canada and or Mexico and call them up and talk to them and see what they say. Because they're going to be honest with you. They don't want you to die on the premises or whatever, but find out before you do it.
Don't I was lucky because
I was afraid he would go and just buy something
and just take it.
Yeah. Without doing any research. I mean, Emily's obviously young, healthy, other than the issues that she had.
Yeah.
So.
But the heroin wears your heart down. So
sure.
I was lucky enough that she was in the hospital, and we had just had the EKG and everything had they had done those.
Well, that was your plan too, right?
Right.
And I could be completely wrong. I could be again. I'm no expert. I've done as
much
research.
But I've heard the heart too that it can. You have to be careful, and they like you to have an EKG to make sure your heart is.
Yeah, with any heart issue, you're going to have anxiety and things like that.
Right.
That make things a hell of a lot worse when you have heart
Right.
issues,
Right.
So,
Well, and then just medications
you're
affect
hallucinating.
people differently, anyways.
Right.
I mean, you can give 10 people the same dose of Tylenol, it's going to affect everybody differently or whatever.
Anything, even vitamins can make you sick, right? In
Right.
the wrong dosage. So.
Yeah. So
Yeah, like I said, we're going to look at every last bit of it, find out.
it's just,
You know.
it's so interesting and so exciting. I
Yeah.
mean, very exciting.
So the
and,
Africa
and
thing-
frustrating
Yeah.
because you can't get it.
Yeah,
It's not
in this
legal.
country, right?
And it's hard. It's very hard. I've had clients and friends in the past couple of weeks that have lost family members, and
Yeah,
how
I've
do
got
you
friends
look
right
them
now
in the
that-
face and say, yeah, I'm sorry, this was illegal. I'm sorry,
Right. I'm telling people, go to Canada or call at least.
I am
call.
too.
They got friends that have kids that are
Canada,
Emily's
Costa
position,
Rica, and
they're almost gone. You know what I mean? It's like, why wouldn't you be? I'd be doing whatever I could.
oh
you
yeah,
know,
that's your
go
that's your
and here
child.
I'm handing you. Yeah, I'm handing
Yeah.
you this. At least call them, find out. Call some of these places in Canada, or I'll even find it. I'll give you some of the contacts that I know of. Here, try this.
Yeah.
Call
I've
them.
had a few people who've asked me about it. Very few, a very small percentage that once you say it is illegal, because I'm not going to tell anybody to get anything and not tell them it's illegal.
Right.
Once I say it's illegal, they're like, and I go, so's the heroin your
Yeah.
kid's doing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Look at when you're talking about things like this. Look at the EU. Look at Europe.
right.
Look at what they're doing in Europe
Exactly.
because they're so
So
much
far
farther
ahead.
ahead of us.
so far
I
out.
mean, in this country, it's all about making money.
Oh, yeah.
It's really, it's a. I don't want to get too political or get off on it, but
Well,
there's people say it's about making money, and that's what people need is to have jobs, and but they need to be healthy too, But it's not really. That's just an excuse for
it's just they're
for
making
more
more
people to
money.
get more money.
More money. It's people that are
Look
working
at
are
the
going to have
Netherlands,
jobs
look
doing
at
something because
UK.
they're workers. It's the guys at the top that are really raking in the
Yeah.
box.
So I mean, that's and when we first started talking, I think I had told you, said there's places in Mexico. I didn't even
Yeah.
know at that time that in Canada it was legal. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that until I researched a little bit. Actually, Canada was one of the last ones that popped up.
Yeah.
I found Costa Rica and Mexico and the one in the UK. And actually, there was a couple of great documentaries through the BBC that I watched.
BBC rocks. Love the BBC.
Oh my God. They had such great information. I was like, yes, thank you. It made me feel better.
Sure.
I mean, even as she was going through the treatment, I was watching these thinking, oh, please, Jesus, tell me I did the right thing.
Right.
Because you just never know. And I
Yeah.
think that's just a parent thing, anyways. You just
Sure.
never know what you're
Sure.
doing, if it's right or wrong.
Right. But
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to look. You got to take the chance. You know what I mean? I would have
Oh,
done the same thing.
absolutely.
I would have done the same thing.
Oh, there was no question.
Yeah.
No question.
There's so much more out there that from X Files.
Yeah.
That we don't really even know about, and especially in this country, we're kind of blind to a lot of things. We're coming around a little bit, but not
Right.
much. Not
Right.
much. We look to the EU for a lot,
Yeah. It needs to happen a lot faster, I think.
Right.
I mean,
or at all.
Oof.
Well, in some cases around here, but
oh my God. I mean, you're driving up 69 yesterday, going to a showing, and would you give your child heroin for a sports injury? Really? I mean, we need to have these billboards. There is something wrong in this country that we need to have these billboards.
yeah. The funny thing was they used to give people heroin when
Yeah.
heroin was originally
Right, a pain
a
reliever.
pain reliever made by the Bear, I believe, Bear
Bear, yeah,
Company.
yeah,
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 prescribed drug.
yeah.
Oops,
Crazy.
oops. That
Yeah.
was a bit of a
Big
mistake.
pharma for you.
Yeah. Whoops.
Oh my gosh, just nuts.
So, yeah,
So when do you think the Canada part of the trip will happen? Have you
don't know yet.
no?
I don't know.
Just a
yet.
little too early to
It's all.
we
a
need to get
whirlwind right
Africa
now.
funded and
Yeah.
off the ground.
Yep. And it's kind of cool that that's going to be the first part of it, probably,
Yeah,
because
because
that's the
it's where it
origins
originated,
of
yeah.
the shrub. The rainforest shrub is Africa, so it's kind of cool that it's going to hopefully take that timeline at least anyway. I don't know after that where it goes, but yeah, so it's going to be cool to see that at first and see the tribal side of it. Like I said, I want to look at every little bit of it, and not just come out and say, here, it can do this and this is this and this is this. You can get those videos on YouTube all day long.
Right.
But we're going to look at every last bit of both Iboga, the root bark, and the Ibogaine,
the singular
the
alkaloid.
singular alkaloid. Yep. I saw an interesting, it was a ton of Iboga root to make 1 kilo of Ibogaine. Thought that was pretty interesting. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Ton.
Well,
1 ton. I think.
All right, so a ton is 2,000 pounds.
1
How
ton
much
to
does a
make-
kilo weigh?
Oh, you're asking.
Isn't it like
Yeah.
1 point something pounds or
I
something?
don't know. Anybody on Facebook?
Oh, I'm
know
so
what that is?
terrible.
I knew. I should have.
Where are our druggy
I was
friends?
gonna look at
Where
that
are our
before because I
druggy
knew you
friends?
were gonna do that. To
How
me.
much does a kilo weigh?
Yes,
Convert it for us.
right. Is how many grams? 1 kilo is 1,000 grams. Does that
Okay.
help?
No, how many grams in a pound?
Oh boy. Oh well, 1,000 grams is 1 kilo. How about that? That's 2 pounds.
Oh, okay, so more
So
than
1
I thought.
ton to 2 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, that's quite a
Talk about-
conversion.
yeah, that's
I just thought that was interesting.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge. That's a huge difference.
And I don't, that's another thing that we're gonna find out is if it all comes from it's a rainforest shrub.
Right.
So is there anybody else like where are some of these places in Canada and Mexico? I mean, Mexico you could probably grow what I would
greenhouses,
imagine.
I think,
Yeah,
because
I
you
mean,
can
is there
artificially
hydroponic
create.
services, or
Yeah.
companies that are doing that? I mean, probably not on a company level or a big company level, but
Yeah.
you never know.
In the backyard.
I actually just
in a
thought
secure
of that. I'm like,
greenhouse.
I'm like, where is this coming from? Is it all coming from
Oh, there's
Central
there's
Africa,
another.
or are they
Yeah.
growing it? So I wonder. We're
We'll
gonna
have to
find
see.
out. We're gonna find out. Throw me $5.
Oh, now
in the-
everybody's
on the- in the-
answering. 2.2.
Oh yeah, we're getting all the answers now.
Yep.
Thanks. A little late. We got Google. I did ask though. It's my fault. I did ask. I'm a jerk.
We have a delay on the Facebook
Yeah.
too. They were right on it, my people.
2.2. They're more
Yeah,
accurate than I was.
they are.
I rounded it. Yeah, I rounded it down. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Very accurate. Beautiful. Thank you, people.
yeah. So one of the things I'm gonna do too for the film is I've got a section on the website where I'm gonna put, and I haven't done this yet just because a little bit busy right now, and that's not an excuse. I know it's not, but I'm gonna put little videos. I'm gonna start out with just me, just kind of like this, just talking one-on-one, talking head to the camera, telling
Right.
people about me, about the movie, about what it's about, asking them for help. I'm probably going to get Rich Masucci, who is the other camera operator, director of photography for this
Yeah.
movie, who's coming with me to Africa. Hopefully we're going to have another person, but that's up to the funds. So we're going to sit down with him. We're going to talk to, all three of us are going to talk and tell everybody a little bit about it and kind of little videos along the way.
Right.
So we're going to do, whoever's going, we're going to try and grab a couple people beforehand and sit down and do some interviews with them, get the backgrounds, what it's about.
Right.
We want to, obviously look at all aspects, PTSD, cocaine, heroin, anything. I want to know the effects on all these little
Right.
things, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm going to try and follow the journey of many people. I'm sure it's going to be different people in Canada. Obviously, we're going to find somebody or
Right.
whatever and try and take the route, because it's not all going to be just the Africa trip.
I
Although
have
we're gonna see
somebody
what's
who I'm going
happening
to try, well, two somebodies who I'm going to try and talk into the Canada trip who both have PTSD. And I just really think it would be life-changing. for
Like
them
I think I don't know if we said this on air, but we were talking before. I was watching a video today about a guy who said his PTSD. He said and he dealt with a lot of people with drug addiction and PTSD, and he said the PTSD was amazing what it did for it. I was a little skeptical. I didn't know, I really wanted to see how it affected PTSD or if it affected PTSD or depression or anything like that. And he said it was, and if you saw this guy, you'd never know the guy had PTSD.
Right.
It was
See, and
more
that would be
outgoing than
interesting because, one of these guys, 4th of July, he's just not even good. It's just a bad day. And like I said, to mention getting on a flight, he's held prisoner.
Why the 4th of July? Just because of the
fireworks?
Okay, I was curious.
And people are out there doing firecrackers and this and that,
Okay.
and it
Gotcha.
triggers. So he has to kind of, plug his ears and be in the house. And
Is it PTSD from military?
Yeah.
I figured.
Yeah.
I kind of guessed. I didn't
Yeah.
know if it hit some.
Yeah.
I won't go there, but
So
wow. Okay.
yeah, so I mean, so he's really, I mean, a lot of times, and not even just that, just bad days or whatever. A lot of times he's a prisoner in his own house, and to get him to go out and do something, you really have to
Mm-hmm.
drag him out, which isn't easy because he's a big guy,
Right.
But it's sad because he's such a great guy, and he's so lovable and he's so fun, and it sucks to see him just kind of prisoner in his own mind.
Yeah, I mean, because that's on the spectrum of anxiety, right? Type
Right,
of a
yeah.
thing. I mean, it's in that.
Yeah,
Obviously
it's an
maybe
anxiety
more
disorder.
Yeah, more extreme. Okay. So, people with just other forms of anxiety. I wonder what, we're gonna find it. We're gonna find out. We're gonna see. So, help
Gonna
us.
be interesting.
Help us.
Yes, please participate in our fundraisers. The first one is going to be at Mohawk Valley Winery. Our friend Eddie Elsheimer, who also has EJA movers. I've used them twice
Thank you, Eddie.
personally. All my clients use them. I love EJA. I got to give him a plug. He's doing us a big favor
Absolutely.
by doing this
Absolutely.
Mohawk Valley Winery.
Plug away.
Yeah, he volunteered. Poor Mitra. She loves me. I love her.
So yeah, I mean, this
And yeah,
information
so
is
the
going to be
30th, 4 to
sorry.
7. Yep.
I'm
And then
gonna
we're
get-
doing another one, but we've
Yeah,
got
that
to get
one's-
some details going
yeah,
on
we
that.
gotta
That's
get-
going to be a little more of a rock show.
Hopefully we can get that one.
No,
going. We're gonna
hopefully.
try.
There's no hopefully. We don't fail. Who the hell is going to tell us no?
Not me.
Nobody.
I can
No,
tell
it's
you
not
no.
named. We'll make them an offer they can't refuse. We'll have Z Channel as in her godfather. There'll
All
be
this-
dead fishes wrapped in newspaper on everybody's doorstep.
We're gonna have all that information. There is a Search for Your Soul Facebook page. Search for Your Soul if you just search it. There's the web page. We'll have that up there. I'm just gonna throw this out there too. If you put your name on the GoFundMe or send a check or however and we're gonna put your name in the credits of the film. Anybody who does that, we're gonna
Anybody who
any
participates
company.
in
If you want to put a
helping.
company in there, you can put a company. Anybody who's helped, it's unless you don't want it for some reason. I don't know why you wouldn't, but it's gonna be there. So
That's nice. I like that.
yeah.
Yeah. Because it does. It takes a lot. A lot of people to, and there are no small roles. I mean, if you can't donate, share this. Get this
Exactly.
out there to people who need to see it.
Right.
I mean.
Well, that's a good point. Amazon. We have an Amazon.
Oh, we do. We have an
list, too, if
Amazon
That
wish
was your
list.
idea, which was a good idea.
We'll post that in the comments of this as well.
It's connected to Applebox Video, which is my video company.
Yeah.
One of the production
It has
companies.
like
involved.
mosquito nets and malaria pills and
Right.
water just
filtration,
different
things like that.
equipment
just a little,
that
yeah,
we'll need. And
that's another thing. There's power issues there. So more than likely, if I understand correctly, it's generator power because
Right.
we're in the middle of the rainforest. And also 220, so all our stuff doesn't run on that. So it all has to be either converted, and we have to control the
yeah.
voltage so that we don't blow stuff. And
So you need
Right,
voltage
exactly.
regulators.
So we have voltage
and
regulators and solar powered things just to have that just in case.
Yeah.
And so there's some things that we have to have that we just wouldn't be able to operate without. So that's out there. We'll post that on
Shooting
the
in
Facebook.
the jungle's fun.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you know what? If you weren't nervous, I'd be
I wouldn't
afraid.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
because
That's
you-
not.
I
that
mean,
normal, is it?
that's a big undertaking.
Yeah.
A trip to Canada, not so much, but
Right. I'm looking. Yeah. That.
into
I'm
the
looking forward to
jungles
both
of
them.
Africa, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm proud of you though.
We'll see.
Now we
Wait
gotta
till
make some money.
Wait till it's 16 hours on the plane. We'll see what happens.
We'll just have to pack a lot of Valium. Just sleep the whole time.
Yeah.
All right, so Todd has a lot to do today. So one more time, join us at the Mohawk Valley Winery the 30th of this month, Friday, 4 to 7. We're going to have appetizers, information on the documentary. You can just ask any questions you want. We'll have everybody involved there. Thank you, Eddie. Love you guys. We're going to have another fundraiser coming up. Check out our GoFundMe /Iboga. It's Iboga. We'll have links. We'll share links in the comments here to the Amazon page, to the GoFundMe, we'll tag the Search for the Soul Facebook page and website. So we'll get all those links right here handy for you.
Yep.
And thank you for sticking with me, even though we veered off real estate tonight. I appreciate it.
Yeah. What do you want to say? Anything about real estate? Buy a house?
Yeah, just buy a house.
There we go.
Just buy it.
We covered it. We covered real estate for the show.
I'm just gonna be Lori. Just buy it.
Just buy
and you
it.
know what? Visit my friends down at Steep Ponte Volkswagen. They're one of our new sponsors. And
that's right. We're writing the commercials.
They really
do.
Right
now, as a matter
they
of
make
fact.
it easy to do business, to service your car, everything. I mean, it's.
And that's no. I mean, I don't have a Volkswagen. I got a Scion, but that's where I got it. With Steep. Yeah. They were awesome. They really were. That's no bullshit either. I'm not just saying that. They were great. They were really great to deal with. And I love my freaking car.
Yeah. I'm on my 6th car from them, and I wouldn't go anywhere else. I love them. They were so good. They even lured my husband out of his business to work for them.
Nice. Nice.
So thank you all for joining us. Have a good night.
Thanks for the help. Bye.
Hey, it's Adeline Vandyke from Coldwell Banker Faith Properties in Utica. I always get asked, why do I love real estate? It's very simple. I love my clients. I love every single thing about helping them find or sell their home. Making sure the home is solid and ready for sale, or solid and ready for the buyer's inspection, to making sure that they're getting the best rate on their mortgage, making sure they're getting the best price on their house. You know, just everything involved in the sale is vital. My absolute favorite part of real estate is when a buyer walks into the house they're going to buy. I can feel it before they even know they're loving the house. It's just that obvious. So I'd love to experience that feeling with you. So give me a call. Adeline Vandyke, Coldwell Banker Faith Properties, 315-404-6431. Or you can find me on Facebook or visit my website at centralnewyork.com/Adeline. Thank you, and I look forward to welcoming you home.
When it's your hard-earned money on the line that you are investing into a home, it makes sense to choose a proven professional to assist you in making one of the biggest investments you may ever make. Josh's dedication of over 20 years to the home construction industry allows him to bring knowledge and experience to your doorstep. That means you can feel confident and comfortable with his service to you. Past clients love his attention to detail and thorough written reports. By allowing Priceless Inspections to help you make a well-informed decision concerning your property, you will find that a quality inspection is priceless. Follow Priceless Inspections on Facebook or call 315-525-8725.
Hi, this is attorney Nick Passalacqua. The team of attorneys I have assembled at Passalacqua & Associates has been carefully hand-picked to include the best trial attorneys in the particular areas of the law that we practice. Have you been charged with DWI or any other crime? Members of our team include former assistant district attorneys, now fighting to protect your rights 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have you or someone you love been seriously injured in a motor vehicle accident? Members of the team at Passalacqua & Associates include former insurance defense attorneys, now fighting to ensure that you get every penny you're entitled to. If you need legal help quick, don't waste your time or money calling anyone else. Remember, for legal help quick, you better call Nick and the team at Passalacqua & Associates. 315-500-NICK or 315-500-6425 or visit cnytriallaw.com today.
In the Mohawk Valley, for the best real estate service, you gotta have faith. Coldwell Banker Faith Properties, 315-735-2222 or www.centralnyhomes.com.